Zoological Republic. The time now is 2 minutes past 1 p.m. in Biafra land. We are live and we are direct, and heaven is bearing us witness. If you look at your timepiece now, the time is 3 minutes past the top of the hour. Brave people have risen up. They have tried to divide us and they have failed woefully. Woefully. Completely, woefully. They have tried their card, the tribal card has been played. They have failed. They will try religion using bloated pigs everywhere to deceive the gullible. They will also fail. The same way they talk about north. We're also going to be talking about south, all the time. All the time. They have cheated us and deceived us for too long. That rubbish has to come to an end. But we must pray. Before that, I must tell you who I am. I am Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, indigenous all over the world, the greatest mass movement of this very generation bar none. Immense and awesome. Add on top of that the tenacity, determination of Nigerian youths all over the place, saying exactly the same things we have been saying for years. We say that our freedom is far more closer than anybody can imagine. Let us pray. Our Lord, our God in heaven, the creator of everything that we see around us, the beginning, the Alpha, he that changeth not. As you are in the beginning, so you are today. Your children are gathered all over the world, seeking your divine intervention in the hell that they are all going through, either as a result of bearing the nationality Nigeria or by virtue of the fact that they are experiencing the worst, most terrible, atrocious living conditions in the damnable Zoological Republic, run by the Janjaweed, or should I say run by the British, using the Janjaweed Fulani as a cover. You will deliver your children. You will deliver your children. Freedom for those that believe in your redeeming grace. And your will be done on this very earth as it is in heaven. And that your will is freedom, the same way you deliver the house of Israel. So will you deliver all those trapped in the bondage that Nigeria has become. It doesn't matter what our enemies get up to. It doesn't matter how important they think they are. You are going to reduce them to nothing because you are Lord God Almighty. The time has come to liberate themselves. The time has come when we have to collectively say no to division from the Janjaweed. The time has come for us to bond together as one people, only by your grace, Almighty One, that your will may be done in our time, that together and collectively we may praise, adore, worship your holy name in the land of the free. Now and forevermore we pray. He say, for us to proceed this very day, I have something that I want us to address, something that I want us to look at. It's a very simple quote. A very simple quote. Afani Fere, the Yoruba, pan-Yoruba socio-cultural group, or should I say the apex. I believe that here the word apex sensibly applies. These are fathers and elders and men that I know will not anytime soon become as useless as Ohaneze. In the midst of all the debate, the gossip, and the righteous indignation of some people, the hypocritical righteous indignation in the face of an attempt by the British and the Janjaweed to divide the South, they have issued a statement. And I want every sensible person released by the Quislings. They are now on the run and we shall find them. And real elders. There is always a difference. I posted it on my page in case you have not seen it. Aware, I will start again. We are not unaware of attempt to cause ethnic division over end SARS protest. We should be careful not to play into the hands of those who have exploited our peoples. Note the word peoples, not people, peoples. We should be careful not to play into the hands of those who have exploited our peoples through divide and rule over the years. Afenifere. Afenifere is telling the Fulani, not Hausa Fulani, although they are an accomplice because they are not educated. They are imagining. Anything the Emir tells them, they do. Anything the Fulani Imam tells them on a Friday, that is what they do. Anything the Fulani Emir tells them to do, that is what they do. They have they are the original betrayers. They betrayed their kings. That is why today they are slaves to Fulani. That is the price of betrayal. Something that should guide the mind of the fat pipeline guarding toad in the creek. The Fulani helped the Hausa people to destroy themselves. And now they are trying it in the south. And Afenifere has risen up to say, you cannot do it. We thank God today for Afenifere. Imagine if it was Ohaneze. Hey, yeah. By now you will see them lining up with the CVs, the resumes of their children, somewhere near Ashokoro, saying to the powers that be, the Janjaweed, tell us what to do, we shall do it. Just appoint my daughter, make her a minister. Nwodo tried to bring division. Go and read Nwodo's press statement. Go and read Afenifere press statement. You will see who the elders are and who the traitors are. It's very clear. Don't take my word for it. You will know who the elders are and who the traitors are. Because Afenifere have sat down. They have now realized that over the years, the Janjaweed North have been orchestrating a division of the South. The only way they manage to get hold of all our resources, I am not pained by that, but they also got hold of our future, and that is even worse. That future now made it impossible for our children to see any light. When they come out, they are killed by the police. When they come out, they are brutalized by a state that lacks human feelings or empathy. Afenifere said, no, enough is enough. All this nonsense you're writing, they destroy Yoruba property, all that rubbish, all that lie. Afenifere said, to hell with you. The South will remain one. Because they said, you know me, I read between the lines. They said, exploited our peoples, which means it's not only Yoruba, but also the East as well. Igbo, Efik, Ibibio, Ejo, everybody together. Izon. Do you see how elders speak? Now tell me why anybody will insult fathers who write like this or defend their children like this. Even if there is anything that is untoward, this is how you behave. Actually, this is how to behave. How they have spoken. They have said to Fulani, you cannot divide us. Now, if there are any issues to be resolved in the house, in the South, they now do it in the house. But go to the South like a chicken about to be slaughtered for Christmas. Talking rubbish, bringing division into the South. Nwodo was himself championing this very falsehood. Tried to take over Yoruba land. A leader of a great nation like the Igbo nation. Because his master was run out of town. Nwodo knelt down in front of Tinubu and was begging Tinubu to make him the governor of Enugu State. You don't know that? And his master was run out of town. And he became very bitter. Because I made an allegation which people later substantiated, because I have always maintained that those who are protesting are more intelligent than us. Most of them, or almost all of them, are graduates. They are highly intelligent. Everybody knows that it was Tinubu who sponsored the thugs. It was Tinubu who asked the army to open fire. And what I want to ask people is this. If your children were amongst those that were killed at Lekki Toll Gate by Tinubu, will you come out to defend him? Will you come out to defend him? The answer is no. And when you kill people's children, if you read things fall apart very well. in our culture and in our tradition. It is called ocho, which is manslaughter. If you commit manslaughter in our land, you go on exile. Maybe to your mother's village if they will take it. And all your properties will be destroyed. You don't know that? That is how you deal with murderers. That is even, in fact, in most cases, because in traditional capital punishment, once you commit murder, it's called ocho. Once you desecrate the land, because where we come from, murder is not a crime, it's a crime against the land. I'm saying this now because there are people from Awada, from Oba, from Obosi, they are listening. I want to clear off the streets of Onitsha. Because what you are committing is an abomination against the land itself. You people are behaving exactly, you think you're doing the right thing, but you're behaving exactly like a Nyawood. You people know what freedom is all about. Some of you have roadblocks, courtesy of the zoo police, extorting money from people. So in the end, they will say, oh, it's IPOB, that everywhere is them. There is somebody called, is it Damboski, whatever his name is, from Okpoko, a wing of Mazop in Okpoko. There's another one called Awosa from Awada. So you understand. I am also appealing to Rojeni Okrisibo. I am asking the Igwe of Oba, withdraw those. I am asking Rojeni, please, withdraw these people from our streets and the Igwe of Oba. Withdraw them. They are criminals. We need them later to fight the enemies when they come. We are not fighting ourselves. For the zoo police, Facebook has come back to their evil. Hey, Facebook, Blue Pata 6. They have come again. Facebook, they have come again. Okay, let us treat them the way we normally treat them. We are now going to go back to making sure we have 2 streaming lines, not just 1, 2 but 2. So that if they mess up on one, the other one will be working. Since they are smart, we also want to let them understand how smart we are. If you are part of these people blocking our roads, extorting money from people, breaking into banks, clear from the road, Onitsha Owerri Road to Oba Junction, get away from there. Get away from there. Get away from there immediately. And I'm asking our people in that part of the world, because they will hold responsible. If anything goes wrong, is IPOB. There are those in Ohozara. You know me, I don't hide anything. There are those in Ohozara robbing people and destroying properties in Ohozara of people. That is not what we asked you to do. I said, in case you're hard at hearing, in case you're deaf, I said, federal government buildings, not to set up roadblocks along Owerri Onisha Road and extorting money for the same thing you're complaining about. There is checkpoint everywhere. Everywhere there is army. Look at how you're behaving like wild beasts. These idiots. I'm asking this fool called Awasa and Damboski. You work for the Nigeria police. You work for the zoo police. State government, and you're on the road extorting money from people. If you don't get out of there in the next 10 minutes, you people are dead. 10 minutes only. And you're dead. We are talking about a revolution to, and you're busy robbing them. Maybe that's what Wazirike taught you. To rob people and go and build. You think that nonsense will suffice in Biafra? You are mad, you're insane. I said, destroy properties. That's what I said. If the police fire at you, you kill them. That's what I said. I said, go and get Ibazu. Go and get Okorocha, Aboawasa for that matter. I forgot the idiot. Get him. And get me a wood. That's what I said. And you're busy robbing your own people. That is the thing about we blacks. I don't know who put this on us. You see somebody who is suffering. Let me explain it to you so you understand. You have a woman, a mother crying. They are raping me. They are killing me. I'm about to die. Fulani, Mietiala, on filthy, uncircumcised bastards descending on your mother. That place, instead of you to chase them away and rescue your mother, cover her and take her to a hospital for treatment, once the people ran away, you yourself decided to rape your own mother. That is what you're doing on Upper Iweka. Robbing your own people you're suffering with. And you're robbing them. People that you are suffering with. People that you are crying with every day. You are the one. What is wrong with you, black people? Why are you so evil? We are protesting. We are in the mood of a revolution. You must understand that. Get them off the streets. Prince Ezonwokaro Jenny of Oba. Is it Damboski? Awasa. Get off the streets of Onitsha in 10 minutes only. If you want to protest, you protest. If you want to steal, you go somewhere else. This nonsense going on will compel us to bring a security network or outfit that will protect our land from protesting. It will not stop us from burning down police stations, from destroying people who are destroying our lives. That you see innocent, nothing shall befall them. That's what we are going to do. If you are in a Hozara and you're listening, if you are in a Hozara and you're listening, let it not be that some of you who are outside robbing people, we are those we freed from prison, or able for us to go and free other prisoners. That's what you're doing. Your people disturbing the peace. What for? We love ourselves. You must understand that very clearly. Time we come out, IPOB hasn't come out yet. All this nonsense won't be happening. We ask for Nigerian youths and you're behaving like those of them, those wild dogs in Abuja, calling themselves politicians. That's what you're doing. They have so much and abused you. Now the only thing you know is to abuse and bastardize other people. Such nonsense must come to an end now. And in Aba, for making sure that no banks, no private businesses are touched. You don't do that. In a revolution, you don't. Take your loot somewhere else. You don't do that. The criminals, their investments will go down. We hunt them. That's how it's done. Not on collecting money from people. That is unacceptable, please. Absolutely unacceptable. We're not going to accept it. Not at all. As I was saying before this very critical information came in, if you compare the address of Afenifere to that of Ohaneze, you'll then be able to know and see who the real traitors are. Those of them who are serving the Fulani Janjaweed. It's any word, a slave. Fulani, I'm even sure he was part of the meeting where they planned. Oh, how do we destroy them? How do we cause disunity? How can people be there? And the East and the West are united. Do something. He went and said, I destroyed the Yoruba economic assets in Lagos. Nyamwood. Those he claimed that I destroyed their assets, they issued a statement. And the statement reads as follows. If you will bear with me for a second. So that we get it right. That the world may know that what we are here for to liberate our peoples. If I can borrow that very word statement of Afenifere. To liberate our peoples. Afenifere said he can no longer divide also. Yoruba. Whereas an Igbo man is saying you can divide us. Igbos are disturbing, are wrecking properties in Lagos. An Igbo man. It's now Yoruba who is saying no, that is not the case. Don't bring in tribe into this. Afenifere is now telling Ohaneze, don't bring the tribe into this. It has no tribal coloration. Can you believe that? I never thought that, the day will come when I'll be saying such, I'm telling you. But I am very, very happy that this is happening in our time. That this is happening in our time. And nobody, I repeat, absolutely nobody is going to divide us anymore. Despite everything that's happened and is now happening and will continue to happen until we get our freedom, the elders of Yoruba land, they understand that these young people are fighting for something greater than a property. They know that. They know that properties can be replaced. But they also know that freedom is priceless. You cannot put a price on freedom. And that is what these young, brave, intelligent people are fighting for. And now you want to bring ethnicity into it. Ohaneze brought ethnicity into it. Ohaneze did. And that is why I am so enamored this afternoon to the words of Afenifere to the effect that you have divided us in the past. Exactly what I said yesterday during my interview. That was the same trick they played. Between the same trick, and it worked. Because people from the south then, they were not, they couldn't see the future. Today, everybody's eyes and ears are opened. It's now open, they can hear. Our ears are now open, we can hear and understand. Our brains are now working properly as a human brain should work, which is, if you are being enslaved and subjugated, remove yourself from there. It's not the case. They call themselves intelligentsia. people that in Abuja that are doing the equivalent of Ebosa here. That's what they're doing in Abuja. Running errands for Janjaweed. How many Yoruba elders live in Abuja? How many of them? Go and do your research. So I'm not surprised that this type of statement came from them. And we are very, very happy about it. From today, Britain will be scratching their heads saying, what else are we going to try? No, they've actually started with religion being propagated by the pig. Muslim Biafrans or Muslim Igbo. Some rubbish like that. Some nonsense. Idiot. He's the one they're going to use. So Nyawodo has failed in his bid to introduce ethnicity and tribe into this very difficult and arduous of young people are carrying. He was very subtle. That was why he put it at the bottom of his statement, Ohaneze. You see, when I was telling you they were working for Fulani, did you believe me? You didn't. Now it's clear. Unbelievable. And I am highly disappointed with those who also attacked people's private businesses in Enugu. Very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. I'm telling you the truth. You don't know if you do that, you give hardened criminals the impetus to start robbing people. And when this revolution collapses tomorrow, you'll be crying, Nigeria is bad. I have been stuck in traffic for 4 hours. But when you had an opportunity to make things right, you started looking for a bank to break into. Black people. You are not disciplined. You don't know what discipline is. That is why anybody who controls any budget, they think they're entitled to it. And they spend your money and they damn the consequences. They say to hell with you. And you're behaving exactly like those you want to replace. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. And that is why we need to change. As we are seeking for change in the wider society, we also need to look at ourselves and change. When you're going for the protest, don't smoke ganja, because you will not be in control of all your faculties. If you see danger, it becomes attractive. If you see an idiot wielding AK-47 in uniform, your hand, goading them to shoot you. When you're going for a protest, please do not drink. Do not drink. You need all your senses functioning so you can identify danger and think properly. Now, let me ask you this question. Why is it that all the elite armies of the world, they don't allow drugs into the army? The only thing they allow is cigarette. Why? Have you asked yourself that question? You don't know that if you are on the streets, you are a soldier fighting for the future generation to come. You don't smoke ganja before you go out to protest. You don't drink. No, you need all your senses intact. It is not a time to steal. Because if you go out and claim you want to end SARS, that SARS was corrupt, they brought out POS, they were taking money from us, and you're going out to try to replace something as corrupt as SARS, or campaigning for it to be replaced, and you're busy robbing people. What does that make you? What does that make you? Now, let me tell you the truth. I am not a rich man. Despite the fact that IPOB is able to fund every program they have, regardless of how costly it is. We pay our consultants in Washington $85,000 every month. It is at the Department of Justice in America. It's not hidden. It's an open document. Go to DOJ in Washington, Department of Justice, and you will see the contract between IPOB and consultants on Capitol Hill. $85,000 a month. That's what we pay. I don't have access to it. I could have said to IPOB, DOS, please, let's try something else. And I divert. Imagine if Nnamdi Kanu was getting $85,000 every blessed month. I would be building one hotel every month. But you know one funny thing? That money is not mine. It doesn't belong to me. People contributed that money to execute a project. That money has to go into that project. Now, if you are a freedom fighter or a public servant and you claim you love your people, now ask yourself this question. Somebody gave you money to do something for them, and you executed that very project successfully. And you know that that very project has a conditionality. If you succeed in doing this very work and doing it very well, anything you want, I will give to you. Are you telling me that Biafra comes tomorrow? If I want Bentley, I will not get it? If Biafra comes tomorrow and I say to Biafran people, I want you to build me a 5-star hotel, I want to live in the penthouse, wouldn't they build it for me? Anything you want, you can get. But there is something you get that money cannot buy. It's called immortality. Not in the sense of the Almighty God in heaven, but in the sense that though the flesh may be dead, you will be remembered forever and ever. We today celebrate Nelson Mandela. The same way today, I saw somebody write about Delegiwa the other day. Some of you don't know who he is, but we know. And to me, he will be a hero forever and ever. And when Biafra comes, we are going to honor him, because the same thing we are doing today was what he did. Was exactly what Delegiwa did. You know what they did to him? They ganged up against him. He was having breakfast, ordinary bread, toast, and the tea in his house. Babangida sent him a letter. Babangida, Ibrahim Badamosi Babangida sent him a letter. He opened the letter. The bomb exploded and his intestines came out. Delegiwa. Now ask yourself, what was the crime that this man committed? You'll be asking. Delegiwa's crime was that he was a man of truth, was telling Nigeria the hard truth that most politicians found very, very hard to swallow, especially when Babangida took over. Are you listening to me? But today, Babangida is an elder statesman, a pillar of society, but he's a murderer. Babangida is a cold-hearted murderer. When there are areas I give him credit for the work he did with the economy, I'm not going to, I have no issues with that. That was that was one of the periods that they tried to do something. Industrialize. At least he tried on that aspect. But he killed Delegiwa. Delegiwa's crime was that he spoke the truth. The same way that they came to kill me, I committed is that I tell them the truth. I have not killed anybody. It's only now that we are going to kill people. Killed us. And we left them. They came and they killed us again We were playing peace, peace. We are peaceful. They kept killing us. So the more peaceful we are, the more brutal they became. Now we are hunting them down. And now that we are hunting them down, the army are no longer shooting at people in our land. Of course, in some people where people are stupidly going to break into banks. Fools. They are on the run. That is why we must remain resolute. We must remain determined. And we are not going to allow anybody to divide us. The South must be one. One, because that is the only way we can rescue our future. Not that we cannot go out and confront the zoo individually. But you have now seen the Global Alliance Against Freedom in Nigeria. I call it a global conspiracy against freedom in Nigeria. You saw how late they reacted. You saw what we had to do. I was live on air. And somebody said that others have spoken, that Trump has not spoken, or the administration have not actually responded to what was happening. If you go back to the clip, I said, after this broadcast, I will be having a meeting, and after that meeting, that something will happen. And that after that very meeting, something, of course, happened. And people wonder why we say these things all the time. We say them because we are living in a time and in a society where people prefer to be parochial and very negative rather than seeing the good that people are doing. You must understand this very well. If this is actually a nationwide revolution, if at all it is, then the revolution must take us to where we have to go to. And when we go to those places, we behave as revolutionaries do. These are the things that you ought to understand. These are the things that you need to know. But as I have said, as I have listed time and time again, I do not want people tampering with banks, with people's personal properties or robbing them, because there is no difference between SARS that no difference, and we are not going to have that. We cannot have that. No, not tomorrow, not ever. And there are some meetings taking place. It is happening in Europe right now. I speak. And when I say to people that we are determined, we are not going back, they don't seem to understand what we are saying. I am telling Asorok, not to Buhari because he's dead. I am telling the Janjaweed, we are determined. We are determined. This generation is determined. You are not going to stop us. I posted something on my page before I came because I was going through Facebook and I saw something that Carol Monday had posted. And that was great, and it was an inspiration. I copied it and I posted it on my page as well. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. There are those who are worried, who are calling me, hey, IPOB is peaceful. I said, yes, we are peaceful. We are peaceful and they killed us at Mpo. We are peaceful, and what is wrong with coming out on the street to celebrate the inauguration of President Trump? Nothing. Not asking after Biafra, but coming out to celebrate the fact that a godly man had won, and they killed us in Iguacha. And they came to my house. I was with in the morning, went to First Bank to go and collect money from ATM. He collected money from ATM and turned inside the First Bank. A Fulani soldier shot him dead. They just killed him. Somebody I was with him. And because Ohaneze and Igbo, Nyanwodo, and Igbo governors conspired together to kill us, to kill me in particular. They held in, can you believe? They sat down in a meeting and they decided that I should die, that they're going to kill me. And you ask them, what crime did he commit? The only crime that I committed, or that IPOB committed, is that we stand on the side of truth always, regardless of the circumstance. Somebody that I was with in my house in the morning went to the bank. Next thing I'm hearing is that he's been shot dead. Because we are peaceful. And then it occurred to me how foolish I have been all along. It occurred to me that Fulani doesn't understand it. If you say you're a peaceful person, they will keep killing you until you start building hotels like I was reading. It's worship. Then we said, in this age and in this time, if you kill us, we kill you. I'm saying it live. Go and copy all those gossipers within the world. Those gossipers. You people are now crying. There is no more 2023 presidency. You are now crying. That alliance within the world. Cut out what I'm saying. Send it to governments of the world. If you kill anybody, we shall kill you. If, as a governor, you give the order that peaceful protesters should be shot at, we will hunt you down. That's why we are looking for Kezibanzu. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. And the funniest thing is, what's to kill protesters, they come back and say, oh, a force greater than me issued the orders. But you are the chief security officer of the state. Why didn't you resign? Why did you not? You are still there collecting monthly allocation and security budget. Hiring your thugs once in a while. The thugs now out on the streets. They work for the government of Anambra State. Go and ask all of them. They came yesterday and was giving them 20,000 naira. They think I don't know. Of course we know. Because we know everything. Our intelligence network is second to none. They are doing it saying so they can blame IPOB. The government and was giving criminals 20,000 naira. They are the ones that snatch ballot boxes for them. But they joined youthful Nigerians and SARS program now, isn't it? In Onisha protesting for end SARS. Today, they're out on the streets robbing people. And we are getting calls left, right, and center saying, try and do something. But they are not IPOB. They are not. I've told you who they are. Dambuski, or whatever it's called, in Okpoko. Awasa in Awada. The Igwe of Oba. And Rojeni. Take these idiots off the streets. Take them off. Because if you leave them, there'll be hell to pay. We are in a revolution. We are not here to intimidate our people who have been suffering. We are not here to harass people who have been suffering and are in pain. We are not here to rob banks. People are injured. How are we going to get it to you if you're injured? Let's say you're going to vandalize a bank and you get injured. And only that bank can process a transaction for us to get money to pay the hospital to treat you. How then are you going to survive? Do you see that you cannot cut off your nose to spite your face? You cannot be behaving like Nigerian politicians and then you're telling me you're a revolutionary, you're fighting to end SARS, whereas you're behaving like a SARS officer or SARS recruit. You're behaving like SARS and telling me you want to end SARS. Does that make sense to you? Now you see why people are suffering. You must all go back to the ideals of this revolution. We are no longer protesting, we are in a revolution. And I have read out time and time again the cardinal rules, which I also put on my page, for some of you to listen and be able to understand. I don't know if my attention is being drawn to anything. It is important that we read it out. Very, very important. Okezie Ikpeazu is trying to escape through the Cameroon. He wants to go through Asaga and go through the waterways and into Cameroon. But we'll find him. We will find him. We will tell our people in Ambazonia to look for one bloated demon trying to cross the borders. We shall find him. We shall find him. We shall find him. He wants to return to Asaga or Hafia. All of you in Asaga or Hafia, please look out for Okezie Ikpeazu and apprehend him. Find him, catch him, apprehend him. Or better for him is to submit himself to the nearest group of people that he can find. Okezie Ikpeazu must be caught. He must be apprehended. We have to catch him. It is very, very important. Absolutely vital. Absolutely vital. I made it very clear that when you are in a revolutionary mode, you do not banks. Because Nkiruka, what you're pursuing is greater than whatever nonsense you can find in the bank. No attack on banks. I want them. No attack on private homes and businesses. I want them. No ethnic bigotry. Nigerian youths are united. I warned everybody about this because they will try to divide you. That is what Fulani does best. But they are foolish. They are dealing with IPOB. As I told those fighting for Tinubu, I told them, you are dealing with IPOB. We are not a governor in the West. No, we are not. We are a global monster. You are dealing with a monster that will consume you. So you've been listening to what they've been saying. Oh, they are miscreants, they are nothing. You have tried us now, you have seen. You cannot win. Your fake you IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, the largest movement on the earth, you can do nothing to us. Nothing. You can gossip all you like. You can't do nothing. All you can do is you wake up in the morning, you get credit from the drunkard, the drunkard in Asorok, Loretta Nochie. You can see that her liver is going. I told you before that her liver is going. Look at her eyes. On and one, she's dying. Now that SARS has, if I thought they've abolished it, let me see where she's going to get a new liver from. Akwana, let me see where she'll get a new liver from. You get your little credit from these idiots or from Tinubu support organization. And then you're all over the place, writing and talking. You are dealing with IPOB for your information. When it comes to media war, you can't win. Never. You can never win. See, not talk about us. Outlet in the world. But that did not stop us from getting to the UN. It didn't stop us from getting to the EU. It didn't stop us from getting those that matter on Capitol Hill. That tells you who we are, so that you may understand. You can attack us, you can push people away. If they kick you out of Facebook, download IPOB radio. We are on FM. And I want to hear that before the end of this program, those idiots in Onitsha that have gone home. Because if they remain doing that, and I bring out men on Monday, there will be no mercy. I'm telling you the truth. Before God and man, there will be no mercy. So they might as well understand.